Hey, new DLC, hell yeah! DLC.
What's going on, beautiful people?
How you going, fellas and blokes and chillers and all that jazz?
And you probably covered it.
Kids, yeah, I think so.
Dogs,
Cats,
maybe. I don't know.
parrots.
Cool.
Anyway,
Welcome to the next episode of DLC.
number 5.
5, really? Are we
Pretty
doing
sure.
5?
Yeah, 5.
Good on us.
Yeah,
I'm happy with
doing
that.
well.
Cool. So what are we doing today,
We're
Gavin?
doing-
I'm saying that as if I don't know.
Yeah, no, he
You know,
doesn't. He
like,
has no idea.
Like, yeah.
We're going to be doing. Well, I'm going to be doing Zelda.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Didn't you?
No,
Oh.
not at all. See, that's what they do on other video game review shows. They talk. They have a conversation as if they're like, oh, I don't know what you're going to say. Yes, they do.
I'm going to do Zelda.
I'm being honest. I'm doing the Oddworld games, which
Oddworld, yeah.
Oddworld games. So hopefully some
Yellow.
people out there might know Oddworld. They used to be around
Follow me.
a while back, and now they're coming back. So I'm doing that because I love Oddworld.
It's a mad game.
It is.
Yeah.
It is very good,
So
and
what-
you fart in it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it.
That's what he does.
He does. You're a unit.
Yeah, I know.
Cool. So
Good.
we'll get into it.
Get into it.
All right. Cool.
We'll see you at Zelda. Hi guys, Zelda, the first one.
I love how you always point it out.
Yeah, no, it is
Zelda.
No, it is. Good stuff.
There.
Good stuff.
That thing.
Right there.
Yeah.
Behind
Go
us.
for it.
Yep.
Thought I'd just stuff your review up right off the mark.
Thanks, mate. You did
It's
well.
alright, I care.
Yeah. No, it's released in 1988. Was the first of the Zelda franchises, which is still going today. So that's like.
There's probably going to be a lot of people going, this isn't Zelda.
Yeah, no, it's not Zelda at all.
This
What are you
isn't the
talking about?
64.
You play as Link. Zelda's the girl that you save, so it's named after the damsel
No,
in
you're
distress.
Zelda.
No, you're Link.
I get that a lot of work.
Mhm.
Oh, I like being Zelda with the sword. No,
No,
Zelda's the princess.
the one with the dress. and you
Not the
off
green skirt.
The bad guy Ganon is you know, he steals Zelda.
Off Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, no, Ganon, not Sauron. Ganon. Yeah, he steals her away. So you got to
In
go
every
save
game.
her, and you got to get like the Triforces to unlock his evil lair. So the thing you got to do is go through and go to the dungeons and get all the Triforces and everything. So, yeah, no, yeah,
Right, yeah. Have a go.
The gameplay, awesome. I mean, for a game back then, where
At the time.
at the time when they first got, you know, Mario, where you just go on side scrolling. This one here, bird's eye view, straight down, and exploration is everywhere. You just, you know,
It's like a big... It was open world before there was open world.
before there's open,
Yeah.
exactly. Lots of items that you can collect in there. Like you get a little raft at one stage. You get
Oh, there you are.
yeah, and
Cool.
you can like travel across the ocean with the raft, but only on certain bridges. You can't just go up to the ocean and go, oh, travel across. You got to go to a bridge,
Bridge. Jump off.
and then jump off, and you travel on.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. You can. It's probably one of the first. Probably one of the first games that had equipment upgrades. So the very first sword you get is orange and rusty. It's like doesn't look that impressive at all. And then
You've got rust infection.
Yeah.
You'll die
you'll die soon.
in a month.
And then later on in the game, you get like this really cool sword that's like got a gold handle, and it's awesome. And it shoots and
That's
stuff
awesome.
when you got full healthies. One thing I didn't know though, which when I was studying up on the game, is you can actually get through the whole game without the sword,
Okay.
which would be difficult. But because when you first start up, you go into a little, because there's a door on the first map where it's like, oh yeah, you go into the door and he's like, it's dangerous to go alone, take this. And you grab your sword and off you go. Before you do that, you don't have a sword. So you can actually get through the whole game without actually
How do you
getting your
defeat the
sword.
bosses and stuff?
You can get bombs.
Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah,
Like
true.
you can get other things that,
Yeah.
that damage enemies.
Yeah.
So just before you get them, you have to dodge them.
Yeah.
There's heaps of dungeons, 9 in total. And like, it's good when you first play in the game because you don't know where they are. I mean, the map is just a little grey square, and there's no actual definitive thing on the map. So you go, oh yeah, I remember that dungeon being kind of in that kind of corner there. And you don't have to do. I mean, the dungeons are they're not numbered, but you got dungeon 1, your dungeon 2, dungeon 3. You don't have to do.
So you can do it.
You can
like
do
whatever order.
Whatever order you like, but except they get increasingly harder. So if you go to dungeon 1 and then go to dungeon 8,
then you're a douche.
You're gonna have a difficult time.
You need your rusty sword.
Yeah, well no, you'll need like a couple of swords up from that because the rusty sword will take about 8 hits to kill the monster, not 2.
Okay.
It's got one thing that I liked about it is when you finish the game, it sort of like resets everything and jumbles all the stages up and also makes it harder.
Oh, okay.
So you can go through it again, but they hide the dungeons in different places. Like there was a fairy stage, like where you come and get fairies. She gives you hearts, whatever else, and then they made that a dungeon where you go in there, you blow a whistle, and the water goes away, and a dungeon.
Cool.
Which is pretty cool in the when you finish it. Plus, also you can skip to that part by typing your name in as Zelda.
But you're not Zelda.
But you're not Zelda. But if you type your name as Zelda, you get the second stages, which is harder. And
what if you did that first off and you didn't know? Oh, his name's Zelda. I'm putting that in.
Well, then,
and then the game's harder.
Yeah, and then you're like, what? This game's way too
Yeah,
hard.
I'm not playing this. This is a stupid game.
One thing that was cool back in the day, you had the big cartridges.
Yeah.
You put into your Nintendo and down, not these discs where
you have to slam it sometimes.
Yeah, and if it doesn't work,
yeah,
blowing it and
lick it.
Hey, she's working now. But that cartridge was gold.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
the first one.
Was, yeah.
Cool.
It was like
I knew the other ones were, but I didn't know.
It's probably not now because it's mass produced.
It's more rusty sword.
But yeah. But yeah, that was gold. It was like you pull it, and they actually had like a little cutaway in the because they didn't actually cut away in the boxes usually, like for the games.
Yeah.
But they had a little cutaway in the box to show you that the cartridge was gold.
So then you go, Mom! Come on!
Yeah, I remember
gold!
Getting up one day going, you've got lots of money!
Yeah!
I want some money to buy a game! Sorry, Mum. Yeah, no, it's to be like, retro game. It's still going, like, I'd still sit back and play it today. It came in 1988, which is over
a couple of years ago.
Yeah, just a few. But today I still sit back and go, yeah, no, that's cool, play it for hours on end and still not get past it. And then
I like doing that though. I like going back through really old games and playing like all of them.
And then
going through the story and all that.
Yep. And then A Link to the Past, which is the Super Nintendo one.
That's the first one I ever played.
Yep. That was, obviously because it's Super Nintendo, graphics got a bit better. You got more items, you got magic things, whatever else, but still, same type of gameplay, same type of, they kept, just made it look a lot better, and it was,
you go.
It was brilliant.
It's your review, you can talk.
Yeah,
you can talk.
Yeah.
Link to the Past actually got my auntie into games, which was really cool, because like me and my cousin be playing games, and my auntie kind of being like, the mum, you should go do stuff, not play games. Fair enough, you should go. Yeah. Go out from time to time.
And get a bit of vitamin D.
Go, if you need to get some snacks or refuel to get back to the game, fair enough.
Go for it.
And my mum was like, well, why don't you just play the game? Just see what he likes in it. And she played that, and she's played every single Zelda that's come out since.
There's a Zelda game before A Link to the Past, but it didn't make it quite big because the way they made it was they had this one here, which is Zelda, and then they had another one which I think was called Awakening or something like that, and it was Zelda 2, just Zelda 1, 2.
Yeah.
And that one was, they tried to mix side scrolling with the role playing.
Yeah.
and it kind of didn't work. So that's why I don't hear much of it. Because most people go, oh, there wasn't a Zelda 2. There was, but wasn't that great. So that's why you hear Link to the Past. Most people don't even know about this Zelda. Most people go, oh, yeah.
Well, honestly, I didn't. I thought Link to the Past was
the first one.
The first one.
No, not at all. Yeah, no, it was this one here. This one here that got me into it.
See, I don't like that when you know something about games that I don't. Doesn't happen a lot.
I love it.
But yeah,
it does happen quite a fair bit actually. He just doesn't like to admit to it.
Yeah, I don't like to admit to false things.
Of the time, Zelda sold 67.93 million copies.
0.93.
0.93, so it's 67,
very specific.
Nearly 68 million copies.
It's a lot.
It was the fourth best-selling game of that time. Its overall series, like the actual series of Zelda, is second best. So Zelda's the second best franchise, selling franchise. The one that's number one is, can you guess it? Go on.
I'm gonna go
Pretty
with
easy. He starts with an M. His brother's taller than him. Metal Gear Solid, mate.
I was trying to think of something that started with an M. I'm guessing it's Mario.
Mario,
Oh! What do I get?
Nothing. Respect.
Well, that's something. I normally don't get that.
But yeah, no. So, yeah, no, definitely. You know, if you have a Wii, it's on the.
So can you get
What do you call the Wii's PlayStation?
the virtual console?
Yeah, the virtual console. Yeah.
Can you get all the Zeldas?
Yes, you can get. If you have a Wii, you can download. I don't think. Oh, hang on. There's Zelda, Link to the Past, because I have both of them. You can get Ocarina of Time, and I'm pretty sure you can get Majora's Mask on the Wii as well. And then the Zelda Wind Waker one that was on the GameCube. I think you actually have to get the GameCube version on there. I don't think it's on the virtual console.
Check out ebay.com.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Or EB or game. No, games.
EB,
no.
we don't have GameCube games.
Don't you?
Huh?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. How often do you come in?
Oh, a lot. But yeah, no, definitely check it out. And you know, that's what got me into Zelda. You'll probably play this one and go, ooh, I know what he's talking about now. And then it'll all be good. So that's it.
Cool.
Zelda. Check it out.
Okay, so I'm doing Oddworld, which is... You're just going to repeat every word?
Yep.
Alright. Gav sucks.
No, I'm not repeat that.
Oh, fine. Okay, so pretty much every time I do a review, I'm like, oh, this is like one of my favourite games ever and stuff. But this pretty much is. Like, I know, like, I love, you know, Oddworld. Oh. Yeah, great reviewer I am. God of War and Batman, and there's even another series called Legacy of Kain, which I love, which they haven't made a game in years. But Oddworld is probably the one that I kind of care about the most, and that. So for people who might be a bit too young or have never played it before, the first game came out like '95, and it was really cool because it was a time when like the PlayStation had just come out. There was actually just loads of consoles at the time. Like now we've pretty much got 2 or 3. It was PlayStation. There was like the PlayStation. 64. No, the 64
coming out about the same time.
There was also like the Saturn, 3DO, Jaguar. There was just everyone's like, oh, let's make games.
Did the Dreamcast come out?
No, the Dreamcast was out
a bit later on.
Yeah, it came out with like the PS2,
which only lasted like 4 months.
Yeah. Anyway, so everyone was kind of going, oh, 3D, it's the way of the future and everything, which obviously it is. But with Oddworld, they decided, no, we're going to keep it all 2D, you know, like 2D platforming sort of game. And it's cool because if you look at it, you know, like the backgrounds, everything's all, you know, sort of like hand painted. Well, not painted, but, you know, it's just these nice backgrounds that really sort of suck you into the world.
You know, aesthetically pleasing.
It was. It's very, very pleasing. So pretty much, okay, the story. So it's set on Oddworld, funnily enough.
Oddworld. Oh,
And okay,
is
so
it?
yes,
Really?
yes. I'm
Oddworld.
gonna smack you.
Mad.
Yeah, get on the right way for smack bottom.
Thanks, mate.
Okay. Okay. So it's kind of it's this world. It's pretty sort of similar to ours. You know, you kind of got like this industrial kind of part that's sort of taken over the world and sort of like using all resources, animals and fuel and all this sort of stuff. And then you've kind of got this whole native side that's sort of fighting against it and trying to come back and that sort of thing. Anyway, so you got Abe. Abe's the main guy in Oddworld, little fella. And another thing that's cool about the game, he's not like some big hero guy. He goes around bashing people and stuff. You can't really fight at all. He pretty much, anytime you're in trouble, you run away.
Yep.
So Abe,
pretty scared.
Yeah, that's why he farts a lot. So Abe's was a janitor pretty much in this place called Rapture Farms, which is this huge slaughterhouse, pretty much. And he finds out that the slaughterhouse, Rapture Farms, they're not doing so well. They're running out of meat. All the animals that they're using is pretty much coming extinct. So they've decided to use his race as the next
big new pie.
Yeah, and that. So that's not he's not quite happy with that. So he tries to escape.
What would you be?
Oh, I love it, mate.
If some dude said, you know what?
Love a bit of gaff.
Would you?
Yeah.
I'll slice off a calf muscle.
Yeah, thanks mate. So yeah, that's pretty much the story. He sort of like escapes and then kind of starts to discover more about like his race and stuff, because he's pretty much only lived at Rapture Farms. And it's just a cool little story. It's like escape and then you kind of come back and you're trying to rescue pretty much all your race that work at Rapture Farms. And that's kind of the whole point of the game, is to try
accidentally kill him.
Not even accidentally.
Yeah, sometimes you can be just...
You don't.
No.
You just like, I'm gonna...
Well, what's that switch? Always gone, there's in bits of chunks that float the screen.
Yeah, that's it. And you kind of go, I shouldn't laugh at that.
I kind of feel a little bit bad now. Let's do it to the next guy.
Yeah. So what was cool about it is all the Mudokons, you call them. Yeah. All of them, the way you have to rescue them is actually talk to them and get them to go to these portals that rescue them. And what I like about it is it's not like with pretty much every game you've ever played, when you talk to someone, like a menu will come up or a text window or a clip. With this, you actually did it all in game. You press, you got a hello button, a follow me button,
and
you
follow. Comes up and he goes, hello.
Yeah, and they go hello, and you go follow me, and they
follow
go
me.
Okay, and it's cool. And I just
and you get angry at them as well.
Yeah, and then you fart and they laugh, and it's
one thing that I like. I mean, just getting on the speech is that you can get angry at them by accident. Like there's a little growl button, and they don't follow you, because they think that they're angry at you.
Yeah,
that you're angry at them. So then you got to say sorry.
Yeah, and stuff, and then
or if you fart, they all giggle.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just kind of cool because they call it the Alive engine, which stands for Aware Lifeform in Virtual Environment. So it kind of feels like you got these real characters that are real, that actually have feelings. In another game, they actually get depressed, and you have to sort of console them and go sorry. And they go okay, and then they're all happy. And then if you really upset them, they commit suicide.
I've never done that.
I have done that. Now, you can actually you shouldn't do this, but it's funny. You go into a room where there's a lot of them, and you can in the next game you can actually hit them, and if you keep hitting them, they'll die, and then they'll get up. One will get upset and start hitting himself in the head till he dies, and then all the other ones will get upset, and then they all start doing it, and then you restart your save. But it's funny
because you don't want that
to
die.
But yeah, it's just cool because it's like you're talking to these actual characters in real time. There's nothing that sort of stopped the flow of gameplay. No menus, no text. You just did it. And I remember at the time it was like, it's almost like a golden age of gaming. We're getting 3D, and you're constantly seeing new innovations in games and stuff. Like Metal Gear come out. And so you start seeing stealth games. Later on, you've got games like Grand Theft Auto. You start seeing all these open world games. Well, you'll have a game that will have some kind of game mechanic, and then you start seeing developers use. They look at that. Oh, that's a cool idea.
That's
We'll
cool.
put that in our game. And I remember when Oddworld came out, and I seen this, and even though I was not as old and wise as I am now. Thanks, not laughing too much.
It wasn't.
Anyway,
As he is now.
yeah, shut.
Still just as wash as he was back then.
Anyway, yeah, I was just
Sorry.
And I remember looking at this, and I thought, this is the future. This is what developers are going to do. And for some reason, and I don't know why, it never really happened. I've never seen any other game that really, has all these other characters that you can just talk to and all in real time. And which is kind of, I think, a little bit disappointing. But one thing that makes these games so special, I think. So it's cool. I like it. Then the next game came out a year later, and the reason it came out was the game was so popular that the publisher at the time went, "You're going to make another game," and they were like, "Well, we need more time and stuff," and they're like, "No, we need another game within a year." So they're like, "Okay, we need, more people, more talent." So they got all that, 'cause the game, it was just that
Huge.
Yeah, it's just that good. Everyone loved it, and I like it. And so yeah, it was just pretty much the same sort of thing, but it was just bigger, better, bigger story, more things to do. You can communicate with, more Medakans different ways, trying to kill them.
Yeah, different types of Medakans
and
that were blind.
Yeah, and it's cool. And one of the things, pretty much the only real defense that Abe has is he can possess enemies, which is another thing that you end up doing stuff that you feel you probably should. So you possess an enemy and then, walk them into like a meat grinder or something like that and stuff. But it's cool, even when, you're the enemy, you're these like sligs, and they got like squid faces, and they look pretty cool, and they got robot legs. You can communicate with other sligs as well, and even they've got these dogs called slogs. You can, be like, "Oi!" and they'll and come over. They follow you, and you can get them to attack enemies. And it's just, you can just communicate with all these characters. Even though, it's just a little 2D game, just the way you could communicate was really cool. So anyway, on to the Xbox and Munch's Odyssey, which is, I love it. It is still a good game, but from what I understand, there was a lot of sort of problems in development, because it was on the PS2, and then they jumped ship to Xbox, which is, it's cool, fair enough, because, it was coming out, it was a more powerful console, and, Oddworld, like, we want to make the best game we can, fair enough.
Yep.
But there just seemed to be a lot of problems, to the point of, before the game came out, there was a lot of trailers of all these things you'll be able to do in the game. I can't even think, there was just lots of stuff. Oh, you can do this. There was like clips of, you'd sort of, like heal the environment, that sort of stuff. There was clips of Medakans with chainsaws cutting down trees and stuff, and you could, so there's all this stuff. But then when the game came out, it didn't actually make it into the game. And I don't know, it was a good game, but I don't know, the way I look at it, I just don't think Microsoft sort of supported them that well. That's also, it's still cool. It was, all 3D and everything. You played a different character called Munch. Actually, you were Munch and Abe in it.
Yeah.
So you sort of
you switch between.
Yeah, and it was cool because Munch is like this little amphibious dude who, when he was on land, is really slow. In fact, he had a little wheelchair go around. But then, when he's in the water, it's like
you could get a boost with a wheelchair, couldn't you? And he took off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and
stuff. So it was. I mean, it's a good game to me. It wasn't as good as the first two, but then again, I'm a sucker for like 2D sort of really retro stuff. That's just me. Anyway,
and it was good that, going back to this one, it's good that everything going 3D, they kind of kept with their 2D.
Yeah. So it was. It's good. It's good. It's not, out of all the Oddworld games, it's probably my least favourite, but it's still
worth checking out.
Yeah. Anyway, and then the final game in the series, which was Stranger's Wrath, which was a total sort of departure from all that stuff. You played a character who was a bounty hunter, and it was like first-person shooter and everything. But what was cool about it that made it different from everything else, and very much Oddworld, is that your ammo was alive. You had these little critters that you'd find, like you'd hunt, and then you'd use them. You had like there was one that was like a skunk that you could like shoot at enemies and they'd get all sick and throw up. Have another one who's like a spider that would incapacitate enemies.
tie them up.
That sort of stuff. So it's cool. Again, it was all 3D. It was like went from first person to third person. So you had your shooting and stuff. Had a little bit of platforming, and that kind of thing. It was good. Again, I'm still just a sucker for Abe and the 2D. But again, that's just me. Anyway, the main reason that I'm talking about Oddworld is because this isn't like me looking back at this was a good game back in the day. The reason I'm talking about it is Oddworld's coming back.
It's coming back.
And that
making a comeback.
Is
in HD. It looks good.
I am very happy because pretty much after that, because EA published Stranger's Wrath, and from what I've understood, pretty much did absolutely no marketing for it and everything, and it was an awesome game, but just because not a lot of people knew about it, it just didn't do very well, and pretty much after that, kind of Oddworld sort of closed its doors, and it was like, okay, that sucks. No, there's talk about a movie and stuff they're doing, but haven't seen much of that. Anyway, but so years have passed. Anyway, along comes another company called Just Add Water, which so they got together with Oddworld, so they're like developing the games, and so we're back with HD, and it's cool because the first game they did Stranger's Wrath. But instead of doing what a lot of other companies are doing, where they're doing like the HD remake, which is pretty much just up in the resolution. I mean, it varies from game to game. Some games, they're going back, touching up the textures, and all that. Other games are just like, yeah, we're putting it on PS3, Xbox, who cares? With Stranger's Wrath, they totally updated everything, like the models, the textures. It's not just the same looking game, but the res is better. It's just everything is. And it's good. I love it. I enjoyed it. This day it come out, I bought it. It's amazing. And pretty much what they're doing is the same thing with all the other games. They're doing the same thing with Munch's Odyssey, so it's going to look all better.
Oh, I thought they were just doing it for the platform ones. I didn't think they were going to bring out.
Yeah, no, they're doing
like all of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
cool.
So they're doing Munch's Odyssey.
Learning something new.
Yeah, I told you I'm smarter. And then they're totally remaking the first Oddworld.
Cool.
So it's totally from the ground up. It's not just, the background looks better. They're totally redoing it, and I am psyched. And that's literally, I've got a picture of it, which I might, if I'm a clever editor, I might have up now. Doesn't it look pretty?
Yeah. It's in front of us.
Yeah, you can't see us. Oh, look, here we are again. So it's just looking exciting. And I'm just a huge Oddworld fan. It's cool because a lot of games.
You can check it out on Facebook too, can't you?
Yes, and the Facebook page is awesome because dead set. Most Facebook pages for games, it's pretty much just an ad for the game. But like whoever at Oddworld is doing the Facebook page and stuff,
good work.
They talk to you. Like one day I was bored, right, and I put up on the page, I farted. And they wrote tee hee hee. And I'm like, that's cool, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just awesome. They've got this huge following, like cult following, pretty much of people that loved it from the start and have just followed it, and it's really awesome to see that it's back. It's back,
and hopefully we'll probably even see more.
Yeah, well that's it. They are.
Than...
There was one game that was actually cancelled called Hand of Odd, which was almost like you have your world, and you've got not like a sort of like an RTS kind of thing almost. So you've got your the industrial and then the nature side and that kind of thing. So they're starting that up again, and then after all that, they're continuing because the game was supposed to be originally it was supposed to be 5 games. Like there's 5 main games. They've done kind of side games like they did Abe's Odyssey, and then there's a side game kind of done Abe's Exodus, Stranger's Wrath, this all that. So there was supposed to be 5 main games. So after they've done all the HD updates and that, they're going to continue that, which is cool. So it's awesome to see the the original idea of Oddworld finally coming to fruition, sort of thing. So if you haven't ever checked it out, there's probably no other game I can really recommend. I mean, I talk about other stuff. I love God of War, Metal Gear, all these stuff. But this Oddworld, it's just I've never played a game where you kind of get so drawn into the world. The story kind of captivates you. Yeah, it's just this whole, well, not you, world of Odd.
Yeah.
And just the characters, and Abe himself, he's just
Lovable.
yeah,
You could give
you
him a
know,
hug.
you can. He's just awesome. So I just again, I'm trying to be really articulate and clever, but just check it out seriously.
Definitely.
I'm not even asking you to just
do it.
check him out.
Just do
seriously, check him out. The end.
Done.
Bye.
Alright guys, that's it. That's our reviews done.
A little,
A little-
retrospective of series, not just one game.
Oh, well, I did one game, but...
Oh, did you?
Oh, well,
No,
kind
you
of,
did,
yeah, a little bit of it.
Yeah, well, I did the whole series. I'll probably dribble on a bit, but I don't care. I like Oddworld.
It's Oddworld, it's Abe's. I mean,
It
you
is.
know, it's brilliant.
Like I said, just check it out. I'm not even asking you to do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's it done. Fifth show done and dusted. I think the next show we've got going on is the GoldenEye comparison.
Yeah.
So I'll check it out on the 64.
Which we've been promising for ages.
Four shows now.
Yeah.
But,
just keep you hanging and whatnot.
you know,
That's
just
it.
keep
Draw you
it.
in.
You know,
Yeah.
we want you to keep watching our shows.
That's right,
So
that's
we
right.
might do the comparison in the 8th show.
Yeah. Wait and
So
see. You'll just have to stay tuned.
That's
right.
No, we'll do that the next show.
Yeah.
We versus the 64. See what it's like.
See, cool. As we always say, spread us around like a bad disease.
Yep.
Like, share, everything. Get us out there, and that.
Yep.
Yep,
Do everything.
that's right.
Give it to a stranger down the
Everything.
street.
Tell your grandma. I'm sure she'll love us.
Yep.
Love you.
And then get your grandma to tell other grandmas
Yeah.
in her son
Because
group.
we need groupies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool, guys. So that's
That's
about
about
it.
Yep.
See you next time.
We'll see you guys.
See ya.